Post-fight reaction, guys. Unbelievable stuff. Dillian Whyte knocked out in devastating fashion by Alexander Povetkin in the 5th round. Dillian Whyte was virtually in control up to the 5th round. Dropped Povetkin like, how many times? Like 2-3 times. Dropped him. Povetkin was on shaky legs, balanced all over the place. Having no success getting through Dillian Whyte's defense. Having trouble with Dillian Whyte's jab. Dillian Whyte was in absolute control. Out of nowhere. 5th round. Early on in the 5th round, out of nowhere, big left uppercut, left hook or uppercut from Povetkin, dropped Dillian Whyte in devastating fashion, was out on his feet on the way down, banged the canvas, hit his head on the canvas, ref didn't even bother to count, paramedic straight into the ring, fight waved off. Big, successful, devastating performance from Alexander Povetkin. All the fans, so many fans writing off Povetkin because of his age, saying he's 40, he's washed up, he's old. You know, I said exactly in my pre-fight, breakdown, what Povetkin should do was exactly what Povetkin actually did do. He ended up getting dropped, obviously 2 or 3 times, obviously getting caught by the Dillian Whyte's left hook on Dillian Whyte's right hand as well. But Povetkin didn't come out too hasty, paced himself, and as I said, he should wait for those opportunities to present themselves. Dillian Whyte caught napping, caught with a big left hook, and dropped and knocked out in devastating fashion. Alexander Povetkin knocked him out. Povetkin now moves on to potentially take on Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury for the WBC for his mandatory shot against Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder. What does Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury and AJ make of Povetkin's devastating knockout win over Dillian Whyte? I saw Eddie Hearn's post-fight interview. He was absolutely shocked, gobsmacked, couldn't believe it. He said it looked like a dream, it wasn't real. Dillian Whyte went straight out of the ring after his devastating loss to Alexander Povetkin. Dillian Whyte was highly rated, highly expected to do the job over Povetkin. Wasn't able to do it. Obviously, before the knockout, he was in full control. That is why he can never get caught napping. I hope he didn't go in there in the 5th round thinking, I've got this under control. He went in there, got caught napping, got clipped, got taken out. Hats off to Alexander Povetkin, flying his flags for Russia. Big performance at his age. I think he's turning 41 next month or next week. That they said. The guy, silent, assassin, doesn't waste too much, doesn't talk too much, keeps his mouth shut. Always trying to shake everybody's hand. Went in there, did the business at the end of the day with a devastating left hook. For those of you who ain't seen the fight, you need to go check out that knockout. Absolutely unbelievable, out of the blue, absolutely stretched Dillian Whyte out completely. The last fight I saw stretched out like that was who was stretched out as much as Dillian Whyte was stretched out. It's either Dominic Brazil or Derek Chisora that was knocked out by Dillian Whyte himself. Those are the last 2 guys I've seen knocked out that looks kind of similar to how Dillian Whyte actually looked after getting absolutely stretched out. You guys, it's unbelievable stuff here. Dillian Whyte been chasing that title shot for how long? Something told me if this was the time that Dillian Whyte was going to lose, it was going to be this fight. Changing trainers for Mark Tibbs. A lot of people are going to be saying now that why did he change trainers for Mark Tibbs? You brought in Dave Caldwell, brought in this Xavier, I can't remember his last name. And the first time you bring these 2 guys in, devastating knockout loss. But arguably you could say this is Dillian Whyte's, as I said in my previous video, I expected this fight to be Dillian Whyte's biggest challenge. But as Dillian Whyte was actually in control, I started to think maybe Povetkin's age started to catch up to him. As soon as basically the 5th round started, out of nowhere, Dillian Whyte bangs the canvas. Absolutely stretched him out. Shocking for the fans. Shocking for Eddie Hearn. Shocking for Dillian Whyte's team. Povetkin even seemed surprised himself. Povetkin said himself in his post-fight interview that he didn't actually even expect the fight to end this way. Absolutely unbelievable stuff from Alexander Povetkin. All these guys talking about old fighters saying they're washed up. The last thing you lose is your power. And that left hook was absolutely devastating on the chin of Dillian Whyte. Hats off to Alexander Povetkin. Dillian Whyte, where does Dillian Whyte go from here? He's not going to be getting a title shot for a long time. He's going to have to restructure, find another route. What fights is he going to be taking? Should he have actually taken this Povetkin fight? Because I know his brother, Dean Whyte, you know, has been basically angling for Dillian Whyte to take much more easier fights, thinking it's not necessary. If he just took a ticking over fight, you know, would it have been better? He could have just moved into his WBC mandatory shot. He took on an older Povetkin that everybody doubted, thinking he can't do nothing, thinking he's an old man, thinking his legs weren't there. Adam Smith in the commentary team was talking about his balance is off, talking about he's not hitting as, maybe he's not hitting as hard, talking about the shots ain't getting through Whyte's defense. The first real shot that Povetkin caught Dillian Whyte with, it was lights out and good night. Drop your comments in the comment section below. What do you think about this fight? Have you seen the fight? It was an absolute, you know, listen, if you watch the fight, you would think Dillian Whyte's going to win. You would absolutely believe Dillian Whyte's going to win. He dropped Povetkin like 2 or 3 times. Povetkin wasn't really buzzed, you know. It was kind of like, he was kind of surprised he got knocked. It was kind of rather, he wasn't really buzzed. He was kind of knocked over rather than like being laid out. But, you know, he managed to get off the canvas and restabilize himself and continue to fight on, showing the heart of a lion. Like Povetkin really does have. He's a top great fighter. He's got that tenacity. He's not willing to quit, you know. But everyone's been talking about Dillian Whyte's Povetkin's punch resistance. He got knocked down. He got back up. He dusted to the dust off and went and carried on. And one thing you have to look at is that Whyte never really jumped on Povetkin. When Povetkin was dropped, Whyte never jumped on him. Probably because he did that similar thing with Derek Chisora, where he caught Chisora with a big shot. Chisora was rocked in their rematch. He never jumped on him. He dropped Povetkin. Each time he dropped him, he didn't jump on him to try and stop him. Maybe because he was wary of Povetkin's counter or his power that he carries. Should Dillian Whyte have done that? Only God knows if that would have resulted in him winning this fight by knockout. He didn't do that. Povetkin in the 5th round, first big shot he finds, he absolutely stretches Dillian Whyte out. And Povetkin now, Diamond WBC champion, interim WBC champion, will be looking on to fight Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury as their mandatory to become the WBC heavyweight champion. And could we actually see Povetkin get his rematch against Anthony Joshua for undisputed? Could that happen? Get that rematch? What does Anthony Joshua make of this? That would be quite interesting to see what he thinks. But drop your comments in the comment section below. What do you think about this unbelievable stuff from Povetkin? Big shots. Is Povetkin now the 3rd best heavyweight or 4th best heavyweight on the planet? Drop your comments in the comment section below. Let me see what you guys think. Like and share this video. Drop your comments again. Cool.